Should be going. Hello there. Welcome to, something a little bit different. So before I get into anything else, I guess I should kind of explain what I'm doing here. I just made, a tweet about it on my Twitter, and, this is something that I don't know, I was debating for the last couple of days of whether or not to start something like this. Not so much like this in general, but sort of some sort of blog, I guess, too. Like, sort of, update on my life and where everything's been. I was debating whether or not to do, like, a vlog of sorts, but, like, I don't really have any means of, like, recording footage other than my camera, and I don't even know how I would be able to do that or putting it all together or anything like that. I don't really have any editing software on my computer other than, like, Movie Maker, which is just used for, like, shitty animatics or whatever you call those. But, anyway, enough rambling there. But, yeah, I guess this would be a good thing to do to just sort of update on my life at the moment. And, I guess I should start by, sort of updating about my current situation with my job. And I'm sure people, might be concerned about that because I made a journal about it on my DeviantArt, and I guess I should sort of, like, re-emphasize that and sort of what's been happening. But I should probably start with, like, what the job is and what it entails. So, like, about a year ago, I applied for a job at one of my local CVS's, and I thought about it, and well, I did kind of get a bit of help on that front, but I decided to apply there. Again, I got a little bit of help from like like sort of this job coaching firm. But anyway, like, I went to the interview and did the interview, and they said they would get in touch with me, and sure enough, a few days later, I got the job. And I went through orientation, and for a while it was pretty good. But, I guess these past couple months, I don't know, it was starting to, like, wane on me a little bit, or sort of starting to dawn on me that this job wasn't as glamorous as I, anticipated or expected. But, this was, like, my first time ever working, like, retail or customer service, so it was still kind of new to the area. But, like, I figured, this would be a first real job, and it'd be a good way to, like, get a sort of income and, be able to become, like, independent and all that, because that's one of my goals that I wanted to set for myself, was becoming more independent. Because I'm in that transitional phase where, like, I just got out of school, and I've been living with my parents for, like, God, like, the past 4 years. But, anyway, back to the job at hand. Like, for a while, it was pretty good. I, like, enjoyed the job, and, like, my coworkers have been great. They've been pretty, like, diligent about it. And, but I guess going back to the main point, like, the past couple months have just sort of taken a toll on me in terms of, like, mentally as well as other things. Because, like, see, here's the thing. Because, like, it's, like, retail and customer service, like, you're dealing with customers a lot, and, like, most of the time, I'm up front. And it only has been, like, recently, like, the past 1 or 2 months where I've started, like, getting out on the floor and all that. But, like, for the most part before that, I was just out on the front, dealing with customers. And, yeah, I'm not trying to say, like, everybody's like this, or, like, people in general like this, but, like, just a portion of customers I deal with are just assholes. Like, they just have all these, like, petty complaints about, like, pricing or, like, this or that, and, like, I don't know, it just, like, it got to a point where, like, I started, like, not enjoying going to work as much as I used to. And the thing is, like, like, for a time, like, there was a time where I was, like, scheduled every other day, and then for a while it was, like, sort of a dry spell because, like, they were trying to give everybody hours, but that hasn't worked. But then it got to a point where I was working again, but, like, a lot more. Like, sometimes I'd be working, like, 7 days in a row. So it's like an entire week. Like, just, like, at the time of recording this, I just got done, like, working for like a week. But, like, it just gets to a point where it just becomes so stressful, and I just don't want to deal with anything else. And, like, the thing is, as much as I've been grateful for, like, being able to, like, be more independent and able to provide myself, because, hell, like, if it wasn't for his job, I wouldn't be doing half the shit I'd be doing now. I wouldn't have half the crap I have now. I wouldn't have be recording with this microphone. I wouldn't be doing streams. I wouldn't even have had a Switch. But, like, I don't know. It's just the past few months have just been very, very stressful. And the thing is, it's kind of affected me in more ways than one. Not just mentally, but I think physically with my health. Because, like, a while ago, I started having stomach troubles. And basically what started happening was, like, I'm not going to be rambush. I puked. A lot. And I went to see a gastroenterologist and a doctor, and we, like, I went to get, like, not so much of, like, surgical procedure, but just, like, have them look inside, see what was up. All I found really was, like, a little bump, and so I don't know if it was, like, a hernia or anything like that, but, like, I tried everything to, like, keep it under control, but, like, I even told my, my bosses about it. But, like, yeah, and it got to a point where, like, I just didn't know how else to deal with it. And I think I started to realize that the throwing up, as well as other medical problems I was having, for all I know, it could have been stress from the job. Because the thing is, like, this mostly happens when I'm in work. And, like, all the other time, like, I'm totally fine. So that's probably, like, another reason for, like, being stressed out from this job. And the thing is, like, I haven't really been able to, like, interact as much as I have before. And the thing is, I don't interact much, and that's, I mean, this is before I came on here and started doing all this crap, but, I mean, just in terms of, like, actual, like, real life friends, I'm not saying people I made on here are, like, not real friends, but that's a completely different story. But, yeah, I just haven't been able to interact with them because I've been working so much, and, like, it just took on a bit of my time, to focus on other things, like, where I'm going or what I'm going to do. So, I guess the bottom line is I decided recently, it was kind of more my decision, but, I talked to, like, my therapist about it and all that, but I decided recently that, you know what, as much as fun as it's been, like, being on my own, being independent and being able to afford myself, I just don't think this job is worth it anymore. That's really plain and simple, all I can really say about that. So, like, I talked to my therapist and I talked to my bosses, and I told them, hey, listen, I know it's been great having this job and all that, but I just can't really take this anymore, and I quit. Well, I didn't put it exactly like that. I was more diligent about it, and I've been diligent about it. And, of course, like, one of my bosses, like, she was a bit concerned because, like, I feel like I've gotten to develop a good, like, relationship with a lot of my coworkers. Except for this one who's, like, a bit of an asshole and just, gets on everybody's nerves. But, again, that's a completely different story. And, because, like, she enjoyed, like, having me around. And she says I've been a very diligent worker. But, she says, hey, I understand if it's, like, taking a toll on you and all that. And the thing is, like, I still have to deal, like, at home with my parents, especially my mom, because I have to take care of her and all that. But, again, that's a completely different story. Yeah, I just decided, I just can't deal with this anymore. And the thing is, I'm not saying that I'm just done with work altogether, because, like, hell, like, this is the first real job I've had in, like, ever. So it's not like, I'm just saying, oh, I'm just gonna retire at fucking 26. Like, no. I mean, like, my dad's gonna be retiring. I mean, he's over 60, and he's been working his job. jobs he's been working at for like 40 years. I mean, I can't say that I can do that. I mean, I'm not. The thing is, I went into this job sort of like, feeling it would be temporary. And I made a personal goal of mine to stay at this job for at least a year. And, well, it's been over a year now. And I feel like now's the time to just, just call it quits and just move on with it. I realize that this means that I won't be able to do as much as I used to in terms of like finances. Like I obviously won't be able to like, do some of the things I would hope to have done, like, moving out or going back to school, which by the way is like one of my goals of mine. I realize this. I realize there's a lot that I'm going to have to sacrifice. But if it means getting me back on track mentally, physically, and emotionally, 100% for it. And the thing is, it's not like I'm never going to see, like, my coworkers again. I mean, hell, like, they really enjoy having me around, which, is great. I mean, I love that feeling. I love having being able to talk with my coworkers about anything and, like, just, that interaction. I mean, I know I won't see them as much because I'm not going to be working with them, but it doesn't mean I have to, like, just not see them ever again. And I'm sure, like, if they really want to keep in touch with me, there will be other ways in terms of, like, just, different means, like Facebook and all that. But, so yeah, I guess, I'm just rambling at this point, but it really just stands, and, like, I feel like I just need to get this off my chest, and, like, I feel like I've done enough of that with, like, the journals I've been making on DeviantArt as well as what I've been posting on Twitter, but I feel like just getting it out vocally helps just as much, because, like, the thing is, and this is kind of my own personal problem, and it's kind of sad for me saying this, I don't really have much people to talk to about this on a regular basis. Surprise, surprise, a guy calling himself nerd is a bit of a loser. But, I figure this would be a good way to sort of vent my frustrations. And, I don't know, maybe I will start, like, a vlog or something if I get, like, the means to do it. But it's just a matter of, like, when I'd be able to do it, what I would need, and what I would record, because, like, other than this job, as well as, like, obviously, like, drawing and, like, streaming and making videos for YouTube, I don't really have much else going on in my life. But I guess, this might do, this might do for now, like, sort of like, not so much a podcast, but sort of like this sort of audio blog, where I just sort of ramble about different things and all that. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. But anyway, I guess I'm just rambling at this point. But yeah, if you like this, I mean, I do have a YouTube. I mean, obviously you know that because this is probably where it's going to be going. But if you like what you see, there's always my DeviantArt, there's my Twitch, there's my Twitter, it's all this other stuff that you can see all the other stuff I do. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And if I ever feel the need to ramble again about anything, I guess I'll just do it. Okay? Thank you for listening.